Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Platinum Achievement Podcast, where each week we invite you to join a community of fun-loving gamers from around the world for the most action-packed podcast of all time. Welcome to the party! What's up, everybody? We have a very exciting show for you today. I want to get straight to it, so I'm going to quickly introduce the two less important co-hosts for today. We got Chris Haar. Say hello to the pod people.
Wait, you said less important. I don't think you mean me.
We have very much more important people to talk to today than you, Chris. Say hello.
Hey.
And Matt.
Okay, now that works.
Matt, what's up, Matt?
I am happy to be second.
I'm happy to be second. That's awesome. What are you drinking today, Matt?
I am drinking a Raja Double IPA from Avery Brewing Company out of Boulder, Colorado. And holy hell, even out of the can, this double IPA is super smooth. Wow. I dig it. Thank you to the beer store in Malvern, Pennsylvania for recommending it to me.
And finally, our co-host of the hour, Imran Lord Haji. How are you, sir?
Salam and good evening, my friends. I'm fine. I've not been on the podcast for a couple of weeks, so I'm glad to be back.
That's okay, though, because you were on assignment. And why don't you tell us a little bit about where you were?
Yes, so last week I was at EGX, which is formerly known as Eurogamer Expo. It's like the UK's biggest gaming convention. It's our answer to E3, but they don't release much news there, but they've got all the games, which is pretty cool. So it's really fun. I really enjoyed it. Met a lot of people. I met some really important people as well. And yeah, I got to play lots and lots of games, which was the main thing, really.
That's really excellent, and we want to hear all about it. In particular, you were able to play Star Wars Battlefront, so we want to talk to you all about that, about your impressions, so you can give us a little heads up about what we can expect before the beta opens to everybody. I just want to tell everybody who's listening, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We've opened up the conversation on Facebook throughout the week, especially for today's episode, so you can ask your questions to Imran about what he saw at EGX. And again, that must have been really exciting. I've never gone to an actual convention on here in Chicago. You kind of have to go West Coast or overseas to catch something like that. So I'm really pumped. I was excited to see all your little snaps of everything. So really pumped. Thank you very much for everybody for listening. If you want to contact us, like we got some messages about this week, you can email us at podcastpa.email@gmail.com. Again, podcastpa.email@gmail.com. And Chris, you were yelling at me about forgetting to promote something else. What was I forgetting to promote?
You should
How awesome Chris is.
There we go. Chris is amazing, everybody. What do I forget to promote all the time?
How dumb Matt is.
Promote the Twitter and promote the Facebook. You should always promote at the end of the show.
Yeah, so, we're sticking it in here a little bit early. So if you want to get in the Platinum Achievement conversation on Facebook, search the Platinum Achievement Podcast. It's an open group. We're socializing on there all week. What are the jokes? What's so funny? I don't understand.
Because it was like, I said,
we're sticking it in here. Come on, think about it.
His whole point was to do it at the end.
Stick it. You should I'm
a 15-year-old boy. I mean, come on. I'm gonna make these jokes. It's just it happens. Sorry.
Last week it was Wiener. This time it was stick it in here in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm still not following. Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm sorry.
You obviously did not listen to what she said.
All right, everybody. As we said, we are very excited to make this show all about EGX 2015, which Imran was able to attend. And we want to jump right into it to allow as much time as possible to talk about the most exciting things. As Imran mentioned, it's all about the games in that convention. No real big surprises, but he was able to play a number of things. Now, Imran, can you please go down a list of the games that you were able to play out there, that you were able to demo?
A list of the games. So all the top AAA titles. So like Battlefront, the new Need for Speed,
Fallout.
The Division, Just Cause, Assassin's Creed. What else did I play?
Did you play
Tomb
Fallout?
Raider, that was really good.
So
Those are massive
Did you play
list of
Fallout?
games.
Did you play Fallout?
No, they didn't have Fallout there.
Then you didn't play all the AAA games, did you?
Yeah,
that would have been nice to play Fallout a
it
little
would have
bit.
been really good to play Fallout. They didn't have Fallout. They never had No Man's Sky either. There were two games which
Well,
I noticed were missing.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
We all got to watch Colbert learn about No Man's Sky
Yeah, that was
today.
cool.
That was actually really interesting. So.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't get a chance to watch the
like-
clip.
I'm like really happy that Colbert actually like was really into it. He wasn't like he can like I don't have a problem with jokes, but sometimes you feel like the jokes are literally making fun of something, trying to like this is stupid. Like you can make fun without taking it seriously. You know what I mean? Like I can say, Matt, you're stupid, but I don't actually mean it. But
Are you sure?
Sometimes I do, but that's not the point. So Colbert was very serious about it. His interview was legitimately was asking good questions. It wasn't like the best questions, but because he doesn't have the whole gaming, he isn't very into gaming, but he was trying to be interested, and he was interested. So like my hat.
Well, you could see it on his face. You could see how he's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, this is bigger than I understand.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, Stephen Colbert, host of the Late Show, was able to talk to Hello Games Sean Murray about No Man's Sky. I think he goes on for about 8-9 minutes, right? I think that's what it is. And they basically demo the game in front of him. And just like all of us who've ever seen it, we're pretty blown away. He says he, quote, can't wait to actually play it. So that's what he was saying on the show. I mean, apparently he's done other video game stuff already, hasn't he? Or is this the first time that he's kind of diving in on the Late Show?
I don't know, but he just had PewDiePie interview.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah,
That was pretty interesting. That was the one where I'm sitting there like, okay, I don't know what he's doing here because all they did was have PewDiePie curse in Swedish, which I'm pretty sure is fine, but
That's how he rolls.
Now,
But this says something big, as television is not taking the internet as something like, oh, just the internet is like cool thing that the nerds like. They're actually taking it serious. No, we have to jump on this because a lot of people are plugging off from the cable and actually going to YouTube only, to the internet. So bringing people like most of the people who are big nerds and they like games, so they're trying to bring that people to the to the TV, like bringing PewDiePie and the show. Like I didn't know that Colbert actually started the Late Show. If because of YouTube, now I know. Now I'll watch his shows on TV.
yeah, I think you hit on something. It's like they don't have to include gaming topics on the late shows, but it's kind of a give and take. So now they kind of gained your attention. So it's kind of reaching out to people who like games, which is great. Like you're saying, you don't really see too much of that. I know Conan O'Brien does a lot of like video game segments, but it's more like he kind of plays the games and like he knows he has no idea what they're about and just, like kind of has an absurd like laughable time about like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but like I rather see something with a little more substance. So I like it. I like what he's doing there. A little bit more about EGX really quick. EGX, it says here that it opens at 11 a.m. and closes at 6. Were you there for multiple days or did you just go one day, Imran?
Yeah, so I had a 4-day pass courtesy of
4-day
Pixel
pass.
Pine.
Oh, 4-day
4 days.
pass. If you are on the internet ever, go to pixelpine.com. Pixelpine.com. That's Brian Spagnoli's video game news website. And Brian is not with us today. We forgot to mention. We almost didn't miss him. So sorry about that. We don't know why he's not here. Probably because he's sleeping or taking a nap or something like that. But pixelpine.com, people. So you had a 4-day pass. Again, I've never been to a convention like this. Tell me about the experience. Like, how many conventions have you gone to?
Well, I've been to loads of comic conventions before, which is all pretty. It's pretty cool. I love the cosplay and things like that. But this, as I walked in, it just felt like there was just like music blaring and it just all lights everywhere. I was just like, whoa! I was really like overawed by the occasion. And I went the first day. I thought, let me just enjoy the day. So I went with my brother and a friend, and I just played games and enjoyed the day, and it was awesome. And then the other 3 days, I was really like talking to developers and things like that. But as I had the 4-day pass as well, you get to go in an hour early, which is always helpful because the queues are like a theme park. Like, it's ridiculous. I was speaking to people who queued 4 hours to play the Division, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I managed to play on the first day, which was fine, but there were people queuing. So I went on the Thursday, which was good because obviously everyone's at work and things like that. Friday was okay, but Saturday, Sunday, it was ram-packed. Like, you couldn't even breathe. And after that, I got really ill as well. I think because I was around so many thousands of people, I must have caught some sort of germs. But I had my little gel with me, hand sanitizing gel, but it didn't help.
Because everybody's touching the same game pads over and over and over and over.
It's grimy.
Just wear gloves, man, all the time.
Yeah, always wear a glove,
okay, cool.
kids.
Yeah, because you don't look weird or anything with rubber gloves on.
Well,
You're saying that Mickey Mouse is weird?
I'm saying Michael Jackson's
He's
weird.
a mouse that talks. If that was real, that would be weird. I mean, come on, man.
A single white glove with rhinestones on it.
I'm just saying you're racist to Disney characters.
Do you want to be starting something, Antonio?
Okay, getting back to it. What was the longest game that you waited for? How many hours did you wait in the line for what game?
Also, I was quite lucky. I planned my day, and then this was great. Okay, so what happened? We queued for Battlefront. So they had 2 sets of Battlefront. So they had Battlefront co-op, and then Battlefront 20 versus 20. So co-op is when you're playing with just 2 people, and then 20 versus 20 when you're playing with loads of people. So we got the co-op done. That was fine. Then we queued for the 20 versus 20. That was about an hour-long wait. And then when we got there, my friend's controller didn't work. So he queued for an hour, and the controller didn't work. So this was part of the EA booth. So they said, "Oh, are you coming tomorrow?" So obviously he wasn't, but I was. So they're like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll give you a fast pass to all the EA games." And I was
Whoa,
like, "Yes."
he lucked out. Oh, both of you got it or just him?
No, just me. So just him, but he wasn't coming the next day. It was either 4-day pass, he only had
And
1
he
day.
gave it to you?
Yeah, he gave me the pass. So the next day I went, I waited for the queue to be as long as possible. And I went, "Hello, guys." And I showed my little pass, and I felt so cool.
I could just see you just walking and go, "Bye, jerks! I'm going to play!"
How long do you get to play the
I'm
game?
so important, motherfuckers. Move out, move, bitches.
I felt so cool. I felt like a lord.
Imran,
But then-
so
Lord
what's
Haji
the
in the
Lord
house.
Haji.
Lord
Lord
Hajj?
Haji in the house.
Imran, how long is the average wait for a game? Like, is it like, could you wait 5 minutes and play a game? Are there a lot of those or?
Well, the AAA games, the queues were always like really big. Thursday and Friday it was okay, but on the weekend the queues were at least an hour each, or hour or 2. It was like you're queuing up for a ride. And then there was this point where I thought I could do this all from my house if I just waited. Like, cause now betas and stuff are so readily available. It's like you're thinking like, what am I doing? Because you feel like a bit of an idiot. Because you can do everything is so easy to access these days. I mean, they had people were queuing up for Rainbow Six. I was like, I had the beta last week, and it was a bit strange. But one thing I did find really strange about the conventions, and which is kind of an eye opener, really, it was a lot of people's first the first time they were subject to the next gen. So there were people queuing up for Metal Gear Solid. There were people queuing up for Destiny. And I was speaking to them, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have a PS4. This is the first time I'm playing it." And I was like, "Really?" Like you get a bit taken aback. I'm like, "Serious? Is that the case?" And there was loads of people like that. So people were queuing up for Mad Max, whereas the game was been out for a month. And I was like, "Really, Mad Max?" But yeah, it's people pay £20. The ticket costs £20, and obviously they feel like they get to play a whole raft of games.
See, this is why I'm glad you're a decent person, Imran, because if it were me, I would have been walking up to people going, "Why are you waiting for this? Old game's old, bro."
Yeah.
Well, that is what happened. That's how I got to speaking to people in the queues and stuff. I was like, "So what makes you want to play Mad Max?" He's like, "Oh, I've never played PlayStation before." And I was like, "Well, PS4." And I was like, "Really? What do you have at home?" "I've got a Wii." Or a lot of people were uni students. They're like, "Oh, I'm currently studying for uni, so I'm currently studying at uni. I want to finish my degree off, and then I'm going to treat myself to a PlayStation or an Xbox. I was like, wow, that's really, really interesting. I was taken aback a bit because you think that everybody there is proper into games and would be well up to date, but obviously they're not, which is
That's insane.
interesting.
That is, I mean, because when you go to convention like that, because it's so crowded, it's so hot and sweaty, and you have to wait in lines. It's not fun. But if you have the passion for games, it becomes fun because you find other games to talk about gaming. Like, oh, I'm so excited about Metal Gear, it's this and this. But if they have no idea about it, I just don't understand why. It's like as if you're saying because they want to have a demo feeling of the PlayStation, I'd be like, don't you have a friend who has a PlayStation? Like, I bet somebody from
That's
your
exactly how I
friends
felt,
has a PlayStation, because I can count like 5 people I know who has a PlayStation.
I've been to like Comic-Con, not Comic-Con, I've been to like comic conventions. I mean, smaller ones here in the Chicago area. And I think I went to, like, I've seen different panels, like ones where it's like comics, where it's like, TV shows, Star Trek type, like where it's a mix. But I would assume that just like any convention, part of it is, getting there and being around other gamers and talking to them and just the atmosphere. I would expect that there's some, coolness to that whole like experience. And I'd like to do it. I mean, to me, it seems kind of, it's not very expensive. It's $17.50 in, I'm sorry, pounds.
Yeah.
This is pounds
Yeah,
for
it's
a
good
regular,
price.
£20 for early entry. That's for a single day, and £60 for a 4-day super pass. About how many dollars is that? £60? Any
It's
idea?
about, suppose $100.
$100 for
or
four,
$90. I don't know.
yeah, for 4 full days. I mean, it seems like a pretty good deal. Chris, you've been to different conventions before. Have you ever gone?
Only twice in Dubai. Like, there's like a mini E3 version of it. It's like, I don't. It's I hate crowds. I hate crowds.
Well,
That's
you
like,
hate people too, so that kind
I
of makes
hate.
sense.
Yeah, it's like too many people, like too nosy. Because the first you put your step inside the big conventions, like you feel this wave of heat, like blowing on your face, like so hot. It's so everybody's breathing their carbon oxide on my face. Like, get out! I don't wanna, breathe in your carbon oxide. Like, please step away, step aside. Like, too many people, like too crowded. But it's always fun to see those exclusive toys they have inside. Like, when Square Enix, they put out their exclusive, I don't know if it's exclusive. I think they might sell it, but it's gonna be available. Like, you see this figure of Cloud, or they also, Square Enix, they make amazing figures like Darth Vader. They mix it with samurai. It looks really, really cool. So to see all the things you can buy, like sometimes I don't know if it's the same at EGX, but where I went, they sell like old games. Like, you can find NES games, you can find PS1 games. I got the Final Fantasy VII on PS1 because I lost mine, so I was really happy to find one. I also found Chrono Trigger on NES, so that also I was, the shops are really cool, and also playing the playing games before anybody else. But again, like Imran said, like, a beta will come a week later, so I don't see a point waiting 2 hours for a line.
Matt, have you ever been to any?
I have not. Much like you, Antonio, I grew up in the Midwest, in a worse part of the Midwest, and a more well-known for nowhere than you did, because you're in Chicago, which is probably one of the biggest metropolises in this country. I grew up in Des Moines, Iowa, and yeah, so I've had no. I mean, I didn't know what manga was until I was 20.
Manga.
I didn't know. Yeah, like I technologically, I probably learned everything last, but I've always wanted to go to a comic convention and a video game convention. I'm not exclusive, but like, because I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that environment is. And the weird thing is, I'm not interested in comics. Like, I've always tried to be interested in comics. I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm saying they just haven't appealed to me. But like, I do want to see like a PAX or an E3, or I'd love to go to Germany and go to Gamescom. I'd like to go to TGS because I've never been to Japan. I'd go to any one of these things where these ideas are on display, because these are my people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be around people who like similar things, and that, you know, kind of like we chat on Facebook for that reason. It's cool to have that connection. I would really love to go. Like I said, I mean, the comic book conventions I've been to, it's the same thing I'd expect. So that's awesome. And just so you know, it says here, gamesindustry.biz is the name of a website I'm quoting from here. EGX grows in attendance to 75,000 people. It says here that Gamer Network operated event has become more international, with 45% of visitors traveling at least 100 miles. So that's pretty big, pretty cool. I would love to go. Did you buy anything like Chris was saying, Imran? Did you buy any little figurines? I thought you were talking about not only the stuff you could shop for, but also the big kind of setups that they do. Because like sometimes they'll have like Titanfall there, and they'll have like a Titan, or they'll have like Lara Croft, or, you know, stuff like that, like big set pieces.
Yeah, it was cool.
What was the coolest stuff? What did you see?
You got a picture with the
TIE
Pip-Boy,
Fighter
right?
was the best.
You got a picture with the Pip-Boy, right?
Yeah, a picture with Pip-Boy. They had, I had a picture with Pip-Boy. There's Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie. The cosplay was amazing. I met Master Chief. It was him. it was Master Chief. I swear, it was so cool. They had like, I saw 12 Tomb Raiders all standing together, and I was like, I was gonna faint.
And you're like, you tell me you walked up to the one and say, which one of you lived?
So
like Lara Croft, there were 12 Lara Crofts.
Yeah, they were all chilling together, innit? Like,
okay, were all of them were the new version Lara Croft or the old version Lara Croft?
Oh, so there was a mixture. So they all like had their own little twists on their own.
If you know what I mean. Like the old one has big
one
breasts.
One of them was
and
super pixelated and had triangle boobs.
Yeah. Like
I know what Madonna you mean. Did in like the late 80s, early 90s, you know.
Yeah.
Someone skinned out with the shades and the wet hair.
Yeah, shades and yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, well,
the new version or the old version?
But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was they had a whole cosplay section. So they had like a stage where all these like people were doing their thing, and then they had like a Fallout competition. So all the people who dressed up as Fallout things came on stage, and then it was quite inclusive. The nicest thing, that everyone was so friendly. It was an experience. I'm glad I went, but
it says here,
like I said,
90% of EGX attendees plan to come back next year. So overall, you'd say it was 100%. Worth it, right?
Yeah, 110% it was worth it. I would pay for it to go. Maybe not for the 4 days, but I'd definitely pay to go. Yeah, it was a really good experience. I'm really glad I went, and got to play some cool games. And
wait, I have a question. You went there on a press pass. Now you went and you were able to talk to.
Oh, I spoke to. Oh, so on Saturday, I managed to meet Shuhei Yoshida,
our Lord and Savior.
Hey.
Yeah, he was super nice. He was so nice. Asked him what games he played. Things like I've written up an interview. I'm gonna post it on Pixel Pine very soon.
Nice.
Because I managed to record them. But he wouldn't say.
Congratulations, man! I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I'm really jealous, but I'm happy for you at the same time.
Well,
what did you ask?
All I was thinking when I was there,
the
I really wished you all were with me. I thought it'd be so cool if all of like 5 of us were like.
I would have kidnapped Shuhei Yoshida and like I would like, come on, Imran, like distract the bodyguard. Like I'm gonna
Fulton Shuhei out of there.
I'm gonna chlorophene Shuhei Yoshida and like duct tape him. I'm like, Matt, go get the van ready.
He's super nice.
And I'll be calling like Brian and Antonio, like trying to give me like the shortest cut to the exit. Like I'm carrying Shuhei Yoshida.
It'd be the worst version of Heat ever.
He just seems
like,
really,
gather
really
up.
humble. But
Where's the
I'm telling you, my
van?
son.
Somebody get to the van.
Like we go to the van, we go
might
get
rethink
together
this.
in a house, and we do an interview. Like we force him to come on the show.
that makes sense. That's a good idea, Chris.
Shuhei Yoshida
This is
kidnapped
on the
today at
internet, and
EGX
it's public,
2015.
and yeah, this is. Oh, geez.
All right, now that we're done planning our kidnapping, what did you say? I want a word for word account. Like, tell us more.
Yeah,
Well,
tell us, dude. Tell us.
Well, what did I say to you? First, I shook his hand, and
How
was
was
the
his
grip?
handshake? How was the handshake?
Describe the grip.
Everything.
his hand. Well, he said my hands are soft.
So Imran's a pussy. Okay, now how was his
Because
handshake?
what happened was, obviously arranged a meetup, and then there was like 1,000 people queuing to see him. So they
Right.
asked me if I could like rush it along a bit. So it wasn't as I'd hoped, but it was still really nice to meet him. Obviously we know all about him, so
Right,
it was
yeah.
cool. And I asked him what games he liked, and he said his game, he's currently playing Metal Gear Solid, but his game, which stays with him, is Crash Bandicoot. So I was like, is it coming back? And he just smiled. So they need to bring Crash Bandicoot back.
I would play
Yeah, so-
Crash, yeah.
Now I disagree, but that's another show.
Oh, no, Crash
No,
is
no.
ready
When
to go.
Activision took over Crash Bandicoot, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Annualize
I
it.
disagree. Like
No,
No,
don't
no.
even.
Naughty Dog need to
no.
get it, take it back.
DLC.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, DLC.
no.
All right, so you asked him what his favorite game was. He said that your hands were soft like a baby. What else did he say?
I asked him obviously a lot about PlayStation VR because just before I met him, I tried it out and it was amazing. He says that's the future. He's really excited about it. I think he's just saying that anyway, but it was just really like, it was a lot of stuff in a short space of time. I managed to write it all down and I recorded it as well, so I will release it so you guys can read.
Wait, you have an audio recording of this?
Yeah, it's really muffled, so I'm trying to like remember what I said and what he said and try and piece it all together because I want to put it on Pixel Pine because without obviously the website wouldn't even be there.
Let's talk about the games. Imran, just start with the big tamale, the one that you waited the
Battlefront.
longest time for. Taco's Battlefront. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
Yes.
Go. Tell
Okay,
me.
so what I was
Okay.
thinking- yeah.
Before you start, I'm gonna ask the question, and I just want a yes or a no. That's all. I'm not. There's no angle here. Is it dog shit?
No, it's not. No.
Okay, good. That's enough. I'll play it. I
No,
trust
yeah,
you.
you'll enjoy it. Even if you don't like Star Wars, you'll enjoy the game.
Well, I do like Star Wars, so
No, but that people, because I'm worried about people who don't like Star Wars and whether they'll enjoy it. And yeah, they will. Like my brother is a really sort of he's not into sci-fi at all, and he loved it. He's like, I'm gonna buy it my PS4. I was like, really? I did
Your
not expect that from him.
brother.
Well, can I ask you a question? How, if he's not into sci-fi, how does he play video games? Because video games, in effect, are science fiction.
Because he plays FIFA and COD, and that's what he plays.
Oh,
He's that guy.
Oh, okay, but it's still-
He's
still-
that guy.
And when I mean not sci-fi,
technically-
I mean like, you know, when he watches films and stuff, he'd rather watch documentaries, or he'd rather watch like hard-hitting real life sort of movies and that sort of storylines and things like that. That's what he tends to.
Okay.
No, for
Watch.
me, the
So he's like- he likes
faker, the
knockoffs.
better.
Right,
The
okay.
faker, the better. Like I
Yeah, that's
hate-
how I am. I like fake because I want to escape. But obviously he likes realistic, and he plays Star Wars, and yeah, it was sold to him. So yeah, so they had two modes. They had the co-op, which is it's like a survival wave after wave. You play two on
Is
two
this
split screen. Yeah, it's split screen.
Split screen vertically or horizontally?
It was horizontal. This one.
Oh, okay.
How did that go?
Yes.
How does that work?
Yeah, so that was cool. It was really easy. So I don't know.
So-
I couldn't change the settings or anything. It was 6 waves. Finished it in 8 minutes and 11 seconds or something like that. But yeah, it was really simple. You just have your little gun and you're just shooting like waves of stormtroopers, and then there's a big walker that you have to try and take down. It was it was the mechanics were really good. The engine they use is really good, but it reminds you a lot of Battlefield. Yeah, it reminds you a lot of Battlefield. You can tell exactly like DICE made it. You can see it straight up.
So does
Now,
the gun
hang
feel-
on. Before I want to elaborate on that because a lot of people seem to be taking the tact as, oh, they're getting Star Wars in my Battlefield, and I think that's kind of a dumb way to go about it because I've also heard Battlefield plays really well. So why wouldn't you want a Star Wars game to play that well?
Yeah, exactly. There's no problem because Battlefield was a good game. Battlefield 4, I really enjoyed it. The mechanics of that were really good, and obviously the shooting and everything was awesome. And this game, what's so cool about it, you can go first person, third person, you can ride planes, you got X-Wings, TIE fighters, you can go in a walker, you can do almost anything. Like it's crazy. There's so much scope. So the co-op was set in Tatooine, and
Nice.
so it's just like it was just wave after wave of stormtroopers, and it's like on the screen it says you've got 10 plus enemies to kill, so you gotta like sort of search for them and shoot them. And when you shoot them, it's so cool that they just sort of like the way they die is it's proper Star Wars. It's like it just reminds you of old Star Wars, the old Star Wars films.
Chris, you were gonna ask Imran something. What were you gonna ask?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about before Matt cut me off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm
Is
excited. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm really
the
excited.
gunplay? How's the recoil? How does it feel? How does it feel? Heavy and sluggish, more realistic, or does it feel like fast paced with like Call of Duty? Or like
I've never shot a blaster before in next
Yeah,
gen, so tell me about the gunplay. Go.
Yeah, I was playing with someone next to me, and he's like, "How do I reload?" I was like, "It's a laser, so it doesn't reload." But yeah, so you can just keep going. If it is quite fast paced, but how should I put it?
That's awesome.
So there's no reloading.
Please tell me you did the whole Dr. Evil. It's a laser.
Freaking laser.
Does it overheat?
Yeah, so it overheats. Yeah, so if you keep shooting, then it overheats. So people who just hold down the trigger, well, obviously you need.
This is first-person Helldivers.
It's
oh
awesome.
my god!
When you press the trigger, does it go?
Oh, shut up, Chris. You had fun in that game, and don't lie. Continue, Imran.
Okay. Does it have recoil? When you aim, does it move around like you're breathing? Like other like in Rainbow Six, when I was playing Rainbow Six, it feels like your gun has a lot of stability. Like it really has. It's very very detailed. Like if you aim, your gun really moves around. It depends on the stability of the gun. So how detailed is it? Like
when I was playing the co-op, it seemed really, really easy. There wasn't much recoil. You weren't moving around a lot. It seemed my aim was very, very good. But when I played PvP, the 20 versus 20, and I chose a different class set of weapons, then I was just all over the place.
Talk to me
So it
about the
depends on your
weapons.
gun.
What kind of weapons
Yeah,
are
so it
there?
depends on your weapon. So I got there's a more heavy duty sort of blaster, and it had like a scope and stuff, and it was a lot more difficult when I was playing the 20 versus 20. Whereas when I was playing, it was more like just a normal rifle. It was quite easy on the co-op. So I think it depends on the weapons a lot. But I didn't really notice. One thing about the game, I don't know if this is a good thing, but it did seem pretty easy, and I'm rubbish. So
Yeah, he's pretty bad at first person.
yeah, so it
and
seemed
third
really
person
easy.
shooter.
Like my kill to death ratio was really good on the 20 versus 20. So I was like,
yeah,
Good
because you were
boy,
playing
Imran. I'm
against-
proud of you.
Because he was playing against Wii players who never played PlayStation before.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. But the 20 versus 20 is like, it's so deep. So what they do is they put us in like a booth, and you put these headphones on, and Admiral Akbar's talking to you.
Awesome.
And he's telling you
Oh, that's
how to play the
awesome.
game.
That's awesome.
So awesome. I'll buy the game
That's
just for
awesome.
that. Keep going.
I'm pissed off
telling
I
you how
made
to
that
play
bet
the
with
game.
Brian now. That's awesome.
So he's telling you what to do, and then he's explaining the game, and obviously you like the Rebel Alliance versus whatever, and it's like the aim is to destroy the walker. So as a team, you gotta destroy the walker. So you get in your plane, and then it's really cool. So one of you gets in your X-wing, and then you circle the walker's legs with like a rope to like tie his legs up. It's just like there's so much to do. It's really cool, man.
How does the
Does he-
X-wing handle?
Does he say it's a trap? Please tell me.
Yeah, he says it's a trap.
Yes.
It's a trap.
Yes. I have to buy this now. I have to.
When the X-Wing starts up and you're in it, how does it feel? I mean, can you compare it to anything?
I've never played a game where I got that feeling. But the way you get it, I assumed, I was watching people play as I was in the queue, and I was wondering, how do they get in the X-Wing, or how do they get in the Walker? It depends what team you're on, or how do they get in a TIE Fighter. And I thought it would be sort of your kill streaks, but when you play it, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but when you play, you get, as you're walking around the map, you find tokens, and then when you find the token, you can call on your X-Wing, and you just go inside it.
And you just become
really
the X-Wing.
The game seemed really easy. I don't know, like, that's the only...
Okay.
Like, if there's any downfall, that was the only thing. Like, it seemed a bit straightforward, but obviously there's much more modes and stuff. I mean, even in the beta that's coming out, next week, that's got a third mode that they're releasing as well, in a different...
So you're able...
Maybe they dumbed down the difficulty, so all kind of players with different kind of skill levels would enjoy it. Like, if it made the game really hard, they were like, oh no.
People wouldn't have liked it, And it wasn't alpha as well. It wasn't even a beta, the game. But it looked brilliant. It looked beautiful. Like, the snow and everything looks so realistic. I'm sure you've obviously seen all the videos and everything. It looks exactly like that.
It's probably local. It was probably local, but did you see any type of frame rate drop or stutters or anything like that?
Nothing like that at all. It was so crystal clear. I mean, obviously Battlefield is the same. It runs really well. So I played Battlefield on Xbox One, and that runs really, really well. When I moved over to next gen, that was one of the games I showed off to people a lot, because it looks really sweet, and DICE done a good job this time as well. So I didn't find any stutters or anything like that. It was really smooth, and it just looked beautiful. And also it's Star Wars as well. And I don't know how, but there was people in the game with lightsabers, and I don't know how to get those lightsabers, but we'll have to find out when we play the beta.
You didn't get a lightsaber? Ooh, epic
No, I didn't know how to get it.
No, that's okay. Because I think we all know that the lightsaber is why we play a Star Wars game. Yeah. And I think it's best to save that for when you actually have it and you have enough time to enjoy it.
Well, I was hearing people.
So all those people who got lightsabers at EGX, congratulations, you ruined it for yourselves.
When you said that, Matt, it's the reason I got a Star Wars Kinect, and I feel very ashamed of it, because
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
I want to play. Yeah.
So
how big are the maps?
The maps are huge.
Conquest?
Absolutely
like Conquest?
massive.
Compare it to something.
Compare it to...
Like, I guess.
Like say Conquest and Battlefield, like that big.
Yeah, it's that big. Yeah, imagine Battlefield, like, but with Star Wars. That's how I can explain it right now.
Well, I'm gonna pause really quick and do a couple quick questions from the community. Brian Cluwell says, "Is it good?"
Yeah, it's great. It's exactly what I wanted, and it did not disappoint me. I really hyped it up. So then as I was queuing, I was feeling a bit apprehensive. I was like, just say it's not good. Just say it's not good. But then when I played it, I really, really enjoyed it. So I was very happy. It's a good game.
Josh Brandt says, is the lack of a campaign an issue? Do you think from what you played that the game can rest solely on the multiplayer? I mean, technically Battlefield has a single player, but then you spend 90% of the time once you're done with the campaign in multiplayer. Do you think that the fact that there's not going to be a campaign mode, is that going to be an issue?
Well, personally, I am a single player type of person. I like playing campaigns. So I was a bit disappointed when I heard the news. But once I played this, I just felt like I wanted to play it again and again and again. It's so addictive. So I don't think it'll be a problem. And also, I don't know what they're doing, but they're releasing like story type DLC. I don't know how they're going to play it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But there is some sort of story in the game. Well, I don't know how they're dropping it in there, but there's something there. Because even when you're playing, obviously Admiral Akbar comes on your screen and they're always talking to you and letting you know what's going on and saying the Rebel Alliance are doing this and all sorts of things. So there is some elements of, like, you're not just playing game after game. There is something you're aiming for, which is obviously that helps. But I think the lack of a campaign, I was upset, but I don't think it'll be a problem because it's so fun. And also, it's you can play local co-op as well, so that's always good.
Well, Matt, in Helldivers and other games, don't they have this like thing where you're constantly doing, missions, but there's some type of more grand objective, like you can see, like, I mean, it would make sense for a game like this, like the light side, dark side, the Empire Rebel Alliance, that you would see some type of constant meta, like larger game around the battles. Like, don't they have something like that in Helldivers, Matt?
Yes, they
You
do.
had to bring up Helldivers.
Well, no.
Shut
Stop,
about
Chris.
it.
Stop.
He's
stop.
not gonna go
Stop.
off. He's not.
I'm
He
not gonna go
promised.
off. I've said that it's my favorite game of the year. That's all I'm gonna say. Now the thing is with Helldivers, there's a persistent conflict always going on.
There we go. Persistent conflict. Yeah.
That goes and it involves everybody playing. It's not something that happens match to match or mission to mission or planet to planet. And I think if Star Wars were to have something very similar to that, the lack of story isn't a problem. Because, I mean, like, Helldivers really doesn't have a story. Everyone can say, oh, it's just like Starship Troopers. But it's really not. It's something completely different than that. The stories actually come from playing. Like, I mean, you mentioned Brian Kluel sent in a question. I play with him all the time. I play with Gideon. I play with Matt Phillips. I've played with Chris a couple of times. The stories we have to tell and that we laugh about aren't part of Helldivers lore. They are the dumb shenanigans that happen when things get out of hand in a mission. And I think if Battlefront has anything like that, which everything leading up to this point has sort of led me to believe it could, I'm in.
Mohammed Azim Akbar said, Imran, should we pre-order or not?
Well, I don't know. Personally, about pre-ordering, I don't really agree with it in the sense that you can just pick up games anyway, so that doesn't make a difference. But if you pre-order Battlefront, you get the DLC a week early, apparently.
Yeah.
The free DLC,
But
the Battle of Jakku DLC, you get it a week early. Or 2 weeks early. Or something like that, compared to everyone else if you don't pre-order. So it is worth
Why do
pre-ordering.
you not agree with pre-orders, Imran?
Well, back in the day, right, I felt like pre-orders, so I'm getting a bit confused here, but the Pip-Boy thing? Like, I understood that you needed to pre-order that because you can't get it otherwise, unless you don't pre-order it. Okay, but other games, you can just pick up on the day. Like, they're so readily available. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, that's my only thing.
Well, like my copy of Metal Gear Solid 5, when we had that episode, I literally went to GameStop after I left Rob's house. And it was 5 days after Metal Gear Solid 5
And there's a day
came
one
out,
edition.
But the copy I have says day one edition on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's because pre-order has those bonus, like, for example, Mortal Kombat X has Goro code in it, and Goro costs like $2 or $5. So yeah, instead of paying $5, you pre-order it and get it for free.
Yeah, so it depends.
Or
It depends
that-
on the packs. So like this one, you do get
Yeah.
the DLC a little early, so it is worth pre-ordering. I've pre-ordered it. I'm just saying, like, generally, if you just wait for the day and then find the cheapest option or whatever, then it's same thing, really.
Like, if it's a game you're going to buy regardless
Yeah, then
of
pre-order it,
anything, just pre-order. But if it's a game you're not sure about, but it has this cool theme on digital, this cool card packs, like, dude, it's $2. It's a stupid skin. Like, you can not pre-order it and wait for reviews and read about it. And if it's good, and if it's like if it's like your style of game, yeah, buy it, because there's so
That's it,
many
yeah.
shops everywhere. You're like, it's not gonna be unavailable. It's not like you're not gonna find a copy.
Sometimes I like pre-order bonuses sometimes when they're worth it, because sometimes you get some decent stuff. I hate when it's just skins, but sometimes you get like weapons that are kind of cool to have and like an extra level or whatever. I mean, it is cool if you know you're going to get it. I agree. Derek Teague says, is it Battlefield in a Star Wars skin? And the reason I want to go into this again is I'd like to loop back around and ask you a couple questions about that. So there's not a whole big learning curve when you pick up the control. Like you feel like a Battlefield guy in Battlefront, right? You feel like that same type of movement, the weapons. It feels like Battlefield, right?
So it differentiates in a sense that obviously I went third person. When I was playing co-op, I went first person. As soon as I played the PvP 20 versus 20, I went third person, and it made the game so different. Like, it changed the game for me. It didn't feel like Battlefield anymore.
Oh,
It felt like
because
a
it's
different
feel
game.
like Gears of
Because I
War.
went third person, it just changed the whole game. It was a bit like Gears of War. It just changed everything for me. The way I obviously approach the game, the way I shoot people, because the targeting system's a bit different as well. It's more from the hip. So, although when I say it's like Battlefield, I mean like the mechanics and things like that. But the actual gameplay, although DICE make it, they've made enough changes to make you think it's not Battlefield. You can tell it's a completely different game. But it's just
when you
So it is Battlefield, but not a Battlefield.
yeah,
Now
I
I'm
can't explain. You got to play it. Like when we play it, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Because with the problem with Battlefield, I found it a bit too confusing. When you play online on Battlefield, it's just everything's all over the place. And in a sense, it is like that when you're playing the 20 versus 20. But then you understand your goal, like, and it makes sense. But maybe that's more because I like Star Wars and I know what I'm doing and I know who the bad guys are. Whereas when I was playing Battlefield, I was just like running around like a headless chicken. I mean, that's just me, I think.
So you're saying like the mechanics and gameplay is Battlefield, but the overall atmosphere is Star Wars.
Yeah, that's it.
it sounds good. I mean, I think
Because
that's what
it's
we
Star
wanted.
Wars, it makes you think that it's not Battlefield, if that makes any sense.
Because
Okay,
it's
okay.
so
Because
it's
Star
so
Wars.
different, right?
Because it's so Star Wars, because like you have all these like things flashing up on the screen and you look up and there's like TIE fighters flying above you and there's walkers in the distance and you're so like overawed by the occasion. You're like looking around and there's snow and you're in Hoth and you're like, wow, like that stuff just takes you away. It takes you out of the whole Battlefield experience. It's not an army type of game. It's not military. It's not that sort of game. So I wouldn't. That's what takes you away from it. But you can tell DICE have made it. You can tell that they've done it. Like, you can really.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The Battlefield games had a lot of weapons, a lot. I mean, you got like 20 different pistols. I mean, I'm not exact on the numbers, but you got a whole slew of different shotguns, whole slew of different like rifles. There's a lot of weapon variety. I mean, it's a decent amount. Is it like that in this Star Wars game? Because how could there be? I'm not really familiar with the expanded universe lore or too much beyond the movies and a couple games I've played. But how many weapons are in there? Did they say? How many did you experience?
No, I only played with a couple of weapons. There were a few classes when you're starting a game. But other than that, I didn't really see much of the weapon.
What
different
were the
weapons. There was a
classes?
sniper, and then there was like a rifle, semi-automatic. And then that's it really. That's all I really got to see. I didn't really think about the weapons that much. I was trying to get hold of a lightsaber, but when I was in the queue, I was speaking to someone and said maybe lightsabers are just saved for Jedis. So that was something. Maybe you have to be
Okay.
like special to have a
I
lightsaber.
I have a question. I have a question that's probably burning on everybody's minds. Does it matter that there's not space combat?
Well, you got into a TIE fighter, but it's
let
not
the man,
in space.
Let
right?
the man answer the question.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter because
Thank
obviously you're fighting anyway when you're in the X-wings against each other.
Well,
so
yeah.
it's kind of like.
Well, it's just like, I mean, because like people are freaking out that there's no space combat. Well, space is just a wide open space.
Yeah, that's it. You're in the sky anyway.
I'd rather be in an atmosphere and having to fly between ridges or under or around things or
Yeah, it's a lot more
have
fun that way.
obstacles rather than just I can just go this way and go around everything because it's easy.
They can give you an empty map if they really wanted to, isn't it?
It's difficult. It's difficult to do vehicles in Battlefield. In Battlefront, would you say it's difficult to pilot the X-wing or TIE fighter or
No, it's not difficult. It's really natural. It's and you've got to have a lot of precision because, like I said, when you're like trying to tie the walker's legs around, you got to make sure you're going round and round and round, and then people are shooting you. You got to dodge them, and yeah, it's not difficult. I did find Battlefield a bit confusing at times because there's so much variety in there, and maybe Battlefront does have that. But what I played, it didn't have much there. There was X-wings, TIE fighters, the walkers, the two types, the big one and the small one.
So you got in the Walker? How was that?
Yeah, that was cool. So, yeah, it's a bit Titanfall-ish. It's a bit like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a bit
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit Titanfallish, but yeah, it's cool. And then you got these little people trying to shoot you, and you just like feel like stamping on them. So it's good.
Yeah, I think in the movies you only get a short glimpse of like the cockpit of an ATST.
You don't get much.
Yeah, you get full cockpit view, so you can go third person and first person. Same. It's good.
Whoa, third person walker view.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
amazing. That's amazing.
And even the X-wings, the TIE fighters, you can go in the cockpit and fly, or you can go like obviously third person. As
Wait,
well.
sir, you can go in
In the cockpit.
and what?
The cockpit. That's what it's called. The cockpit.
It's,
He said cock. Okay. He said cock. COCK. Imran
Okay.
said cock, and then pit
Okay.
right after because that's part of a plane.
Anyway,
the way you
I couldn't
say it.
help
have you
myself,
played
I'm
Ace
sorry.
Combat ever, Imran?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, does it
Choice cockpits in Ace Combat.
does the X-wing feel like, can you shoot the ground troops, or do you have to like only bomb them? Can you
No, you
laser
can
them?
shoot whoever you want. No problem.
Did you see people kind of aim down at people and not pull up as quickly as they could, and then
Yeah,
they,
but they're
they destroy?
idiots because it's obviously you're moving at such a fast pace. It's not a good thing to do. What you want to do when you're in the X-wing is get rid of all the other sort of TIE fighters against you, because you need to do that. Otherwise, you just get like blown up.
That's awesome.
So you need to make sure there's a lot of tactical things there.
Does you think it limits the tokens to keep only certain amount of X-wings and TIE fighters in the sky at any one time? I mean, that's,
I think it does do that.
do you know how many
it's
you've
strange.
seen? Like how many aircraft or spaceships, you want to call it, in the air?
Well, when I was playing,
20 on
don't know.
20, right?
yeah, I was playing 20 on 20, and it was about, I don't know. When I looked up in the sky, there was like 6, 7 flying around. So I'm not sure.
Sweet.
But I thought it'd be kill streaks, but it's the tokens. You just run around and get these tokens. So you can get like, as you're running around, you get tokens obviously for aircraft, and then you get tokens for like new weapons as well. So you can get like a rocket launcher pack type thing. It's a bit strange.
So
I don't know how you
so
earn
do
those
you have-
tokens. Maybe they were just coming, or maybe I did something. I don't know.
So do you have to collect a certain amount of token, or you just collect one token and you have it?
You just collect one token and you're ready to go.
That sounds
can use
really
your power.
weak, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it seemed a bit easy. That's the only thing. Like, that's what.
It reminds me the PvP and Destiny where there's like the special ammo for your rocket is now spawned in this map, so everybody tries to get the special ammo for the rocket because the rocket is one shot kill. So maybe it's something like that.
yeah, Chris is right. Does it
Makes
show
sense.
you where the token is, or do you find it randomly?
No, it does show you, so people tend to go get it.
Yeah,
So whoever gets there first can use it.
I have a prediction that this game will receive a 8.5. Didn't I say 8.5?
Why do you
You call
predict
these
that?
predictions.
That makes no. Why
No,
do you
no.
predict
Let me
that?
tell you why.
What
And
did you predict yesterday?
This is spot. This is spot. No, 8.75. I believe that.
Really?
I believe that.
Doing Game Informer reviews now?
No,
What?
I enjoy comparing
I
games.
still can't
He loves
believe
his
Game
scale.
Informer is still a thing.
I read Game Informer.
Game Informer's written really well.
It comes with my GameStop whatever card thing. Anyway, I like comparing games in a numbered score. Just, I mean, not to say it's like the best way or even a really great way to rate games, but I just like comparing in a certain way, and I like predicting as well. So that gives me a way to like predict the overall reception. And I think that there will be some type of backlash to the fact of not having a campaign, and I do think that it's gonna suffer from variety even in the multiplayer. And from what you're saying, the biggest takeaway and the biggest complaint you have was that it was kind of easy. It seems weird to me that they would have only this token system at EGX, and the token system somehow is not, a part of the final game. And if it is part of the game, then, and once you get past the, wow, this is amazing, and you kind of stop giving it that pass, I think we scrutinize a little bit more, and I think that
Yes.
maybe they're going to have a hard time with things like that, because you have a game where
definitely.
you have the game where you have these amazing aircrafters, spaceships everybody wants to get into. Plus, you have these, like you had in the other Battlefront games, is you had these special characters like Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and then the lightsabers, and then you think that only those characters can have them. So maybe that is the case, but right now we don't know. So it just seems lopsided. I have no idea how a competitive aspect could be introduced in this game when it's such a novelty, overpowered. I mean, no, you know what I'm saying? Like you see even
Well,
the clips.
we do know, Antonio, that like characters like Skywalker and Vader are in this
Yeah, we've seen them
Battlefront.
there,
We
yeah.
know that. We've
Right.
seen them in that.
So in a game that there are Jedi, can there on a battlefield? This can never be a competitive, like long a game that has long legs that's played like competitively, like an esport thing. It's gonna have really none of that. It just seems more of a the novelty is the best way I can describe it. Kind of like
Well,
fun.
now,
Let's
I
have
think it
fun.
will
Let's
have- I think it
blast
will have
everything,
some-
and that's
No,
it.
But see,
Antonio, you'd be
like-
surprised. You can take the simplest game, like you can take Candy Crush and make it the competitive game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can finish the level the fastest. Like anything, you can make it competitive. You can take the easiest, simplest game in the world, like swapping your hand left. That is the whole game. You can make a competitive game. Like
Yeah, I
like
mean, you know, you have enough beer in your system, you'll make anything competitive. I mean, the whole thing. But we also know that no one starts out a mission as Skywalker or Vader. Don't they have? You have to like unlock them as like
Yeah.
a perk or a
So you can
bonus,
play,
right?
obviously, from what I've read in the past, you can play as Darth Vader, Skywalker, Boba Fett, Han Solo. I forgot to mention, you can fly the Millennium Falcon as well, isn't it? It's so cool. You get it's wicked.
You flew it.
But wouldn't that be weird that having multiple Millennium Falcon? Like, I think from my head, there's only one
There's only
Millennium
one. So I
Falcon.
don't know.
though.
Maybe there's one per game.
Well,
but
maybe
someone was
maybe it's
flying
like
it.
only one person can do it at a time. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
How are they balancing this game?
Well, the thing is,
There's
well, just
X-wings,
because you're
Y-wings
it just
also.
just because you're flying the Millennium Falcon doesn't mean you're unstoppable.
Yes.
But I bet you there's sort of, and I know Chris is going to yell at me for this, but there's probably like a
Don't doubt
level.
the Falcon.
There's probably a leveling up mechanic that you build towards that.
I don't know.
You know,
That seems to make the
why
most
would-
sense.
Why would I yell?
you know the
to you?
first.
Well, because
first
the
time they
leveling up
showed-
mechanic sounds very MOBA-esque, and I know we've had this discussion before, and you've yelled at me.
You know
Please
the
don't
first
worry,
time they
Chris.
showed.
You make me feel very sad when you yell at me.
I don't think you can level up. I think it's maybe like kill streak or I don't know.
So wouldn't that
maybe
be a
a timer.
leveling sort of thing?
Nope.
Abstractly, it is.
Nope.
Abstractly, it is.
Imran, one sentence.
Nope.
What are the best things about Battlefront?
Battlefront. Oh, the best thing is that it's Star Wars. That's all.
And the worst thing?
The worst thing. I just wanted some more in it. I just think what I played there wasn't enough there for me to make a real judgment on the game. There's just two modes, and obviously I played each of them about 3 times. They never got boring at all. They were always fun. But I just want some more. I want to see what else there is. There's going to be, if I remember correctly, I've read about 5 game modes so far. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It says here at techtimes.com that you can control major Star Wars characters after hitting a certain kill count threshold. EA says that Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are being included in the beta, where the most skilled will get a chance to play as them. I don't know how good. I mean, sometimes this gets lost in the translation, so I don't know.
Sounds like a leveling mechanic to me.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
right. Seems like it. It says here that you can preload the beta beginning at 1 a.m. GMT on October 7th. So everybody get ready. It's time for some
What
Star
GMT?
Wars.
That's my time.
Yeah, Imran's.
Yeah, GMT +2, but GMT 0.
No, it just says
GMT
GMT, so I'm assuming that's GMT
Yeah, that's mine.
original flavor. Star Wars Battlefront goes on sale November 17th, 2015. Everybody get ready. All right,
Man, we
I
gotta
just
finish
want to interject. I
Fallout
just want to
in
interject.
7 days.
My birthday is the 19th, and I know Chris's is the 23rd. So if anybody wants to get us birthday gifts, Battlefront might be a good idea.
good idea. So Chris's birthday and Matt's birthday in November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a Scorpio. He's a Sagittarius because he's insane. Get us Battlefront.
Sagittarius is like the best one ever. I'm like half horse, half human.
Except for the
Around
part
that.
where it's not.
I'm half horse, half human.
But horses have, not more than like 6.6 times 6.
Yeah, and I'm a Scorpion, and I can just poison your ass.
What are you
So-
even talking about?
I'm
Anyway,
just talking
woman.
about penises, like usual.
Imran, to wrap up the show, can you
What
tell?
else did you play?
Yeah, what else did you
Yeah,
play?
so we've been talking about Battlefront for ages. Indie game stole the show at EGX. Oh, and forget that, man. I'm more. So I played Battlefront. I played all these games. The game I am now most excited about is The Division.
No
game
way.
It's freaking amazing.
Tell us about it.
I saw it first. Obviously at E3, I saw the videos and everything. And I thought this looks really, really cool. When I played it, yeah, this is going to be the best game. It's best game of the year.
Tell us why.
It's.
But it's not till 2016,
online
so it's
only.
okay.
Yeah, online only RPG sort of whatever it is. It was 3-on-3, and it's like you feel like you're really in a team. Like when I'm playing games, when I'm playing like stuff like Call of Duty and things like that, you're in a team, but you don't really feel like it's like you can be a one-man army. But in the Division, you really got to think about your teammates, and it is an amazing game, and it's so beautiful.
Well,
It's
you
one
have
of
to
the
think about
best
your
looking games.
teammates, and then you can kill them. It's crazy.
The
That's
Division
what's
is
gonna
something
happen.
else. I don't know
Dude,
who
I
makes a
am never
Division.
playing
What?
Chris, I am never playing the
Ubisoft.
Division with you. I am never doing it.
No, you like it's gonna be
madness.
me, you and Brian. Then I'm gonna shot Brian in the back like he did to me in Vegas. in Rainbow
And then
Six.
and then Gideon is
I
gonna
should
kill
have
you
my
as well.
revenge.
It is. So I was speaking to them. They said that it uses a brand new game engine called Snowdrop. I don't know. I think it's called that. Yeah, it's called.
No, it
and
sounds
it looks
wintry.
so good. It looks so good. It's and you know all the tech they use. Imagine it's how Watch Dogs should have been. That's what the game is.
Really?
It's what Watch Dogs should have been.
Watch Dogs should
Why do
have
you say
been
that?
a Division.
Because it's so like you know how you like when I seen Watch Dogs first, right? I thought this is all gonna be about tech and it's gonna be cool and you're gonna control things and you're gonna do things and like you can like everything. So in Watch Dogs everything is controllable, but in the Division, yeah, it's just like on another level. It's just like it's so seamless. I think the problem I found with Watch Dogs was that it didn't seem very next gen to me. Like
So you
but
have,
with
a,
the Division,
you have a lot of
it
tech on your
looks like
disposal.
it's next gen. It looks like this is the future, and it looks like that. It's so good. The Division is so good. I can't explain it.
So did you compare because you can use a lot of tools, or like a lot of?
Yeah, you can use So that's what I meant. So you got your watch. Your watch is like it's like the most amazing watch I've ever seen in your life. Right? It does all sorts of things, and then all your weapons.
Is it a
and-
Rolex?
Sorry, no, that's not a Rolex.
Is it a Rolex?
It's not a Rolex. Some weird like it's futuristic game as well, which is
So
why I like
can you take a selfie with your watch?
I don't think you can take a selfie with your watch.
Is it better than the Apple Watch?
Everything is better than this.
Yeah, everything's better than
Watch.
Apple Watch. Apple Watch doesn't
Okay,
have a camera. Did you know it doesn't have a
My
camera?
Casio G4 Shock is better than that stupid Apple Watch.
But there's the
Expensive.
only thing about the Division is a big focus on obviously the online element. It is all online.
I
think
don't
the
want to
whole
give
game's
too
online.
much about myself away, but I don't understand tech. So I'm going to ask dumb questions like that.
That's fine. There's no problem.
So since that's kind of a ways off, was there anything else that surprised you? You mentioned some indie games. Anything
Yeah,
else?
so yeah, an indie game stole the show completely. There were so many indie games. So I was just thinking of you, Matt. I was like, you'd love it here. There was so many games, like an array, there's hundreds of games. I was like, wow, so many people are making games right now. And
I'm
one
coming next year.
you
Next
have
year,
to. You'd
that
love
is
it.
my vow.
I think
I'm
you'd just
putting
be
it on
stuck in that
record.
zone. There's a game
I am
called
coming
I played
next
Gang
year.
Beasts. Gang Beasts is so fun. We all have to get Gang Beasts.
Oh, Game Beast looks so good. It looks so good.
And
Oh,
it's 8
jealous.
players, right? And
fuck you, Imran. I'm jealous.
it was 8. So the way we played it was, imagine eight of us around the screen playing, It was.
And all
I just played
beating
with
up
random
Chris.
people. It was so fun. We're just like throwing each other off buildings, and it was amazing. So Gang Beasts was a top one. There's a game called Stick Bowl or Strict Bowl. So it's like dodgeball. So you like these little characters, and it's just 2-on-2, and it's 2-on-2 dodgeball, and that was really fun. And another one was
Oh, that
this
sounds
tower,
great.
tower scrap thing. So you're like fighting above a tower. There's so many cool games, and there's a lot of cool single player games as well. One that stuck out to me a lot. It's not on. It's going to be on. He said to me it's going to be on consoles next year. Right, this year it's going to be released on Steam. Is a game called Californium, and it's based on the works of Philip K. Dick. Obviously, Philip K. Dick wrote Minority Report,
What?
Total Recall, Blade
Philip
Runner.
what?
Philip K.
Everything
Dick.
is... Stop, Chris. Philip K. Dick is one of the most
What?
respected science fiction authors ever. I know what you're trying to do. Stop.
Bro, the Skype was cut off. I was just trying to say Philip what?
I don't believe you for a second.
Big Phil.
I am a 15-year-old boy inside my head. Trust me, I know how you think.
So there's
Okay.
you're this writer. It's an exploration game. So you obviously
Hey, Imran, I just want to stop you for a second. For our listeners who don't understand what's happening, it's because his last name is Dick. Continue, Imran.
Yeah, Chris.
I mean, we already got that joke. You made the joke more
That's
like,
cool. Some
non-funny.
people need to get it explained.
That's what I do.
So it's an exploration game, point and click, and it really messes with the fabric of reality, and it's based on his work. So you so the way I played it is that you are Philip K. Dick, and it's his
So
journey.
it's like it's
Sorry.
Okay.
Now it's funny again.
Okay.
It wasn't,
Antonio
and then it
finally
is again.
fucking caught up.
It
what
was
the hell?
funny. I finally got it. Okay.
Yeah, so you're him, okay? You're the author of Minority Report. That's who you are. So that's
say
how I
Philip.
felt. I
Stop
felt that
saying
you're him.
Philip K.
and-
Dick.
Great, it's an endless array of dicks now.
Dick jokes.
Is there anything we know about that was based there from an indie standpoint? Like, was Cuphead there?
Oh, I played Cuphead.
How was it?
Yeah, Cuphead is exactly how you imagine it to be.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's exactly how you imagine it to be. There's no
Okay, I have
the way
I
it
have
runs
a
and
question
everything.
about
It's so
Cuphead.
fun. That was an
Imran, if
Xbox
I had
game.
any conceivable way of traveling to your house right now, I would hug you.
Okay,
really
I have
like
a
because-
question about Cuphead.
Yes.
Do you get confused that because we are so used to playing video games graphically that looks like a video game, not like looks like actual a cartoon? Like I feel like sometimes you get confused by what is breakable, what is not breakable, what is the texture that you can pass through, what is not, movable object, what is a movable object. I feel like it's gonna get, you need some time to get used to it.
It's a really classic platformer. So it's a difficult game, but it makes sense. And I've played games like that in the past before. I don't know if you remember any Mickey Mouse sort of Disney type games on PlayStation 1.
Oh,
I can't remember what it's
speaking my
called.
language. Speaking my language. I love it.
That's
I can't
it reminded me of that. So it was really good game. It was interesting.
You know what? Keep your Master Chief collection. I'm buying an Xbox One for Rare Replay and Cuphead.
Yes, there was a lot of games. I was just really impressed. I don't know if you guys know about one game that's just quickly on Californium as well. It's getting released alongside a TV series as well about him, some French TV series
About Philip. It's
about
a series,
about Mr. Philip.
Is it like a docudrama about Philip K.
I don't know what it is. So it's about Philip. So it's about his life.
Documentary of dicks.
We just call him Phil.
God damn it, Chris.
And obviously he's written some amazing works. I mean, Blade Runner is like awesome.
Well, yeah, Man in the High Castle is great,
Yes.
and
I
the
like Adjustment
staggering
Bureau as well.
thing
Is it
about
cool?
Man in the High Castle is it's great despite the fact how he wrote it, because he wrote it by studying some ancient Eastern thing that I can't remember because I've drank 3 Raja double IPAs at this point.
We'll let you off.
But, Philip K. Dick, I think it was the I Ching.
Because the thing I found about him was
He
that
wrote Man in the High Castle based
Yes.
on the I Ching. Like, he just studied the I Ching, asked questions, calculated it through the I Ching, and said, okay, this is how the main character is going
I
to
did not know
progress. Yeah,
was
it's
cool.
ridiculous. But
The thing
it's a
I
great
found,
book. I read it like 10 years ago. It's a great book.
I was speaking to the developer and I found that one thing that I instantly said to him was like, this makes so much sense because all of his work is translated into film so often, and they're always really good films. And I was wondering why have they not done it in the video game industry? So he's like, this is why we are going to do it now. So they're a French team based in Paris. So I think the TV series is French as well. I'm not too sure. I've not read up about it or anything. Just from what I spoke to him about. Yeah, it was really interesting, and obviously, like, we like that stuff.
Well, we're finally getting to the point where video game stories are intelligent enough.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you know, and I know I don't think video game stories are. I still don't think video game stories are all that interesting yet.
Yep.
But
Lies.
But we've moved.
Lies.
We've moved so far. This is my opinion.
Have you
that's
played
all.
Crash
The
Bandicoot?
Last of Us.
The Last
You
of Us.
can okay now. The Last of Us is a really
right,
good
guys.
story. I don't really think it's that fun to play, but the story makes up for all that.
Lies. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. I got to run out.
Easy there, Xbox One. You better back the truck off.
Guys, I had to be gone an hour and a half ago. All right, guys, thank you everybody for listening to the Platinum Achievement Podcast.
Wait. I need to shout out one guy. I just want to give shout out to Corndog.
Yes.
6ix9ine, whatever.
Oh, Corn
Michael
Dog's
Philippi.
amazing, isn't he?
He's great.
I love that guy. And I
I
wish
do.
we got to get him on the show. Corn
Yeah,
Dog,
so he messaged me
we're
on
coming
PlayStation.
for you, and we're gonna have you on the show.
Yes, he messaged me on the PlayStation. Oh, and everybody join Matt made us a group, a community on PlayStation. So you can join us.
It has a silver banana as its image.
What's it called, Matt?
Platinum achievements.
Okay, so look for Platinum
Everybody
Achievement.
join. Come play with us. We're not assholes. Like honestly, I've had some of the one thing I respect about the group of people we have supporting this podcast is they will troll you, yes, but they will troll you in a way that doesn't make you feel terrible for being you. And on the internet, that's the best you can hope for. I love our group. I love it.
Let's do it.
I love it. I love it to death. And I swear I will, if anybody ever wants to play something with me, Infinite_Rewind on PSN, let me know what you want to play. I will play with you. I will forego whatever I had planned that evening and play because all of you are awesome. All of you are. I truly believe that.
Yeah, everybody join on up. It's all about the community. We really appreciate you guys listening. And yeah, we'll talk more about Imran's experiences on some other shows at EGX. And yeah, Imran, thank you very much for letting us know. See if Shuhei, if you get his cell phone number, you could share it with us. Imran, why don't you, I'm sorry, Matt, why don't you do your thing?
You know what? I'm going to say banana and out, but I want Imran to do it because this is about him.
Yeah.
Banana and out, Imran.
Banana and out.
Amen, brother!
So we were exciting. Sorry, I'm going to restart that. Brian, cut that out.
No, we didn't clap, right?
Oh, shit, we didn't clap. All right, clap now. Antonio. Chris. Matt.
Matt.
Imran.
Haji.
Oh, come on. Can you clap a little bit better than that?
God,
Did you
come on,
see-
Mr. Limp
Did
Wrist,
you
what are
hear
you
those
doing?
claps? Oh, man. That was funny. Go ahead, do it again.
Everyone's sleeping.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. His wife's sleeping. Anyway.